have a pending application for leave to appeal the judgment that gave rise to the award of $9 billion against Nigeria.
UK court orders state of action of $9.6 billion award execution as federal government secures leave of appeal against the reward.
We need ideas on how to return the stolen assets to their countries of origin.
President Buhari restates commitment on anti-corruption crusade at UN General Assembly.
The budget must change. The capital must be 70% and recurrent should go to 30%.
Make sure that the Senate approves legislative agenda for the next 4 years as House of Representatives calls for the appointment of a substantive executive secretary for the National Health Insurance Scheme. And in sports, 23 Super Eagles players invited for Brazil friendly. Good evening and welcome to Network News on the network service of the NTA. I am Kene Ima Abodike. The federal government of Nigeria has secured a leave to appeal against the award and the state of enforcement of the UK Commercial Court judgment in favor of Protex and Industrial Development Limited to seize $9.6 billion Nigeria's assets. Anthony Forsen reports.
Original decision on August 16 converted an arbitration award held by P&ID is to a legal judgment permitting the British Virgin Island-based firm to seize Nigeria's international assets. It is in the light of this that Nigeria initiated moves to seek for the following.
1. We have a pending application for leave to appeal the judgment that gave rise to the award of $9 billion against Nigeria. That application was taken and was eventually granted. The other application was an application filed at the instance of Nigeria seeking the stay of execution.
At today's hearing, lawyers representing Nigeria said that the judgment was flawed primarily due to its acceptance that England was the proper seat of the arbitration, pointing out that the courts, not the arbitration tribunal, should determine the case, and that the August ruling ignored Nigeria's successful application to have the award set aside by the Federal High Court in Lagos. The judge's order said Nigeria should deposit the sum of $200 million into a court account within 60 days.
We are studying the ruling from that perspective, from the perspectives of compliance, from the perspectives of the law, from the perspectives of available remedies to us.
For Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed, the ruling will allow the truth to be unveiled.
Until now, only the voice of P&ID was heard. Only their own side of the story was heard. But the last 4 days, in particular, I think our effort in visiting the key media outlets and think tanks, these efforts have paid off in changing the narrative. What this means is that we can no longer be harassed by P&D. At least the next 60 days when we would have been able to meet the cost condition. 2, it means that we now have a fresh opportunity of arguing our case, and also even the opportunity of filing, separate, suits to have the entire, award set aside. And like we've been saying everywhere we went, we have cogent and compelling facts and revelations that will make this an easy thing.
The federal government has strongly viewed with serious concerns the underhanded manner by which the negotiation, signing, and formation of the contract was carried out by people it described as having vested interest in the past administration, which believes was in connivance with their local and international conspirators. In London, Anthony Forsen, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari is assuring development partners and donor agencies that anything from their interventions will be utilized effectively and judiciously in critical areas of need for enhanced standards of living in the country. The president stated this while receiving in audience Mr. Bill Gates and Nigeria's Aliko Dangote at the sidelines of this year's General Assembly of the United Nations. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
President Muhammadu Buhari applauded the contributions of Bill and Melinda Gates as well as Aliko Dangote Foundations for their humanitarian and development activities in Nigeria. The duo, the president said, have touched humanity in many positive ways and formally commended them for driving pleasure in helping people by returning part of their wealth to those in need in diverse ways. He said whatever Nigeria saves through their interventions can be deployed to other areas like the building of infrastructure. On agriculture, in which Alhaji Dangote makes huge investments, President Buhari said that Nigerians who embraced farming in their numbers have never regretted going back to the land. Mr. Gates congratulated President Buhari for assembling a cabinet that excites the international community, saying he is pleased that one of the priorities of the administration is human capital development, of which health, nutrition and education are key components. Bill and Melinda Gates, as well as Dangote Foundations, he said, keep track of Nigeria's attainment of sustainable development goals as initiated by the United Nations. Mr. Gates described as encouraging the significant reduction in child mortality, saying every local government area in the country now has better health as well as education situation than in the year 2000. While describing Nigeria as their biggest commitment in Africa, Mr. Gates said it is gardening that the country reached a zero-wild poliovirus-free milestones for 3 years. Alhaji Dangote, on his part, appreciated the Nigerian military for helping with vaccination in their theaters of war while fighting insurgency, thus adding to the success story as regards the country's polio status. President Muhammadu Buhari also granted audience to his Sierra Leonean counterpart Julius Maada Bio behind closed doors. From New York, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Nigeria and Portugal have resolved to partner more effectively in the fight against corruption, terrorism, piracy, oil theft and other acts of criminality in the Gulf of Guinea and the Sahel region. This was when President Muhammadu Buhari granted audience to his Portuguese counterpart, Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa, on the margins of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. Again, State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the president also hosted the former Prime Minister of Australia.
It was a warm and friendly atmosphere as President Muhammadu Buhari formally engaged his Portuguese counterpart Marcelo de Sousa, the first since coming to power. Their high-level discussions held behind closed doors focused on various issues of concern, including security, economy, democracy, rule of law, and the development of infrastructure. President Buhari, who gives reasons for his administration's heavy investment in infrastructure, thanked Portugal for the steadfast support it has given Nigeria on many fronts. The Sahel region, he laments, is awash with illegal small arms, exacerbating the security situation in the northeast of Nigeria. The president said the federal government is doing a lot to bring things under control, but solicited the support of Portugal in securing the Gulf of Guinea, saying most of the stolen crude from Nigeria and other countries passed through the region.
Mr. President talked about the measures that are being taken to provide, to safeguard the security of the ships, and also he talked about piracy and other challenges, security challenges in the Gulf. They looked at the terrorist challenges and the steps that needed to be taken to address that issue. He talked about Portugal's support, for Nigeria in those challenges, and also, of course, the issue of irregular migration and challenges that's posing for Europe. The need for the European Union to be also supportive of Africa in addressing economic challenges. As you know, one of the Portuguese-speaking countries of Africa, Guinea-Bissau, is going through very difficult period at the moment. The Portuguese president, recognizing that Nigeria has a lot of influence in the region, is very keen for Mr. President to support maintaining the government in power so that they can carry out the elections on November 24th this year.
President de Souza commended what he called the excellent relations between his country and Nigeria. Portugal, he explained, is hosting the Euro-African Forum next year and formally invited President Muhammadu Buhari to declare the event open in Lisbon, saying it will be a great honor to have the Nigerian leader in Portugal. As President de Souza puts it, many African countries have come, but we want Nigeria. At another meeting with the former Australian Prime Minister Kevin Rudd, President Buhari said Nigeria had demonstrated political will on water and sanitation. Mr. Rudd is the global chairman of Water and Sanitation for All. The president said at Nigeria's stage of development, clean water and sanitation are critical. Hence the declaration of a state of emergency on water and sanitation in November last year, which will be relaunched this year to scale up efforts at discouraging open defecation. Describing the political commitment of Nigeria as reassuring, Mr. Kevin Rudd said his organization will support Nigeria deal with prevailing challenges towards meeting the 2025 target of ending open defecation. From New York, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari says the war against corruption is one that his administration intends to win and vows to ensure that purveyors of corrupt practices as enemies of his people have no hiding place. This was while addressing a high-level meeting on the promotion of international cooperation towards combating illicit financial flows and strengthening good practices on assets recovery and return to foster sustainable development. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo once more reports from New York.
The 2014 Global Financial Integrity Report shows that Nigeria lost an estimated $157.5 billion to illicit financial flows between 2003 and 2012. Similarly, Tax Justice Network and the International Monetary Fund have estimated that developing countries lose over $200 billion per year due to non-payment of taxes by multinational enterprises to their host countries, an amount higher than the development aid they receive annually. This event, attended by some African leaders and development partners, was put together by the African Union Development Agency, New Partnership for Africa's Development, as well as the EFCC, to chart the best way forward.
The illegal movement of funds from Nigeria constitutes a severe and damaging drain on the Nigerian economy.
Our hope for the future is that this and other efforts to stem corruption will succeed and make a substantial difference in the lives of the people in our communities back in Africa.
Our nations and our world will be better served as we work together to fight illicit financial flows.
It is important for our governments to begin harmonizing the legal and institutional framework so that we can effectively deal with this scourge that robs us of resources to develop our countries.
And let me close by once again reaffirming the commitment of the General Assembly to bring justice and development through return of illicitly stolen assets.
For President Muhammadu Buhari, with such massive loss of assets, Africa has no choice but to break the back of corruption.
We need ideas on how to return stolen assets to their countries of origin. We also need strategies on how to plug loopholes that enable companies to avoid paying commensurate taxes in their countries of operations. You should deliberate on practical ideas to enhance global acceptable assets, tracing and freezing, and boost the recovery governance framework.
The president said in the last 5 years, his administration has made significant progress to curb corruption. Millions of dollars stolen from Nigeria have been recovered, saying, however, there is still a lot of other funds that are stuck in foreign bank accounts.
This is one reason why the Nigerian government supports this initiative of African Union Development Agency, New Partnership for Africa's Development, and remains committed until we ensure that there are no safe havens for stolen assets from Africa. I have high expectations for this meeting. At the end of the deliberations, I expect other African leaders to adopt the pragmatic ideas on how to strengthen our anti-corruption institutions to reduce or effectively eliminate illicit financial flows.
The president expressed the belief that if African leaders can join hands to jealously guard their financial resources, they can build an Africa that is not defined by corruption to future generations. From New York, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Away from New York, stakeholders in Nigeria's power sector convened a meeting at the Kainji Hydro Plant in Niger State towards addressing funding gaps for efficient service delivery and economic development of the nation. Minister of Power, who represented Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, says federal government under the next level agenda will sustain robust engagement for the development of the sector. Joshua Ojito tells us more.
This is what most business owners like Aliyu say they pass through in search of adequate power supply to run their businesses in spite of the privatization of the sector.
If they buy fuel, something like that, I go reach something at 40,000 for this year, in months.
The problem we are having with NEPA now is their bill is too much.
It is to address this and many other challenges that the power sector operators, generation and distribution companies meeting at one of Nigeria's flagship dam infrastructure say the theme next level for the Nigerian power sector unlocking real liquidity is appropriate. The Minister of Power says federal government has approved the third round of intervention funding for the sector with a total of 1.5 trillion naira in the last 2 years.
We will do our utmost best to establish the appropriate policies to address the issues such as collection of receivable, which has grave implication for the generation and distribution companies, and the establishment of the cost reflection tariff for the sector.
As more power is made available to industries in particular, more jobs will be created, more Nigerians will be empowered.
While at Kayenji, the minister inaugurates generation recovery plant and also paid homage on the Emir of Borgu Kingdom, Alhaji Muhammad Haliru Dantaro. With the outcome of this meeting, Aliyu and many others are hopeful of improved power supply in the country. From New Busa in Niger State, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
Now, issues delaying the conclusion of the consequential adjustments arising from the new national minimum wage is expected to be brought to rest as Labour Minister Chris Ngige is set to invite the NLC and the TUC to be part of the public sector negotiating team. This came to the fore as Labour reported the breakdown in negotiation between their members and government representatives.
Graciously, level 1 to 6 have been affected, and they are in the minority in the public sector. So if we want the impact to be felt by workers and by and large also the larger society, because when you pay us, in fact, many of them are already indebted.
The issue of the national minimum wage will be sorted out for those other cadre, and I'm very hopeful it will be done as soon as possible. The union or the federations have not been involved, the TUC and the NLC. But when we come back, we will involve you so that we can have a speedy movement in this respect.
Over the years, I'm sure you know, I have been on your side, and I want to assure you that I will still be on your side.
You're watching NTA Network News. Let's go for our first commercial break. The news continues after.
The public is hereby invited to the 59th Independence Day Public Lecture and special Jumat prayers as follows. Special guest of honor, Muhammadu Buhari, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Guest lecturer, Imam Tajuddin Bello Adigun, PhD, Chief Imam, MCC Juma Mosque, Zone 3, Wuse Abuja. Theme, Peaceful Coexistence for National Growth and Development. Date is Friday, 27th September 2019. Time 10 a.m. Venue, National Mosque Conference Hall. Special Jumat prayers. Special guest of honor, Muhammadu Buhari, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Special Jumat prayers to be led by Moshid of Abuja National Mosque. Professor Shehu Galadanchi. Time 1 p.m. Venue, Abuja National Mosque. Boss Mustafa, Chairman, 59th Independence Day Celebration Planning Committee, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Announcer.
Welcome to Adeleke University, a faith-based learning institution located in the serene and historic town of Ide, Osun State, Nigeria, running on the well-thought vision of its founding fathers to improve lives and society. The institution offers affordable and quality education. We are currently offering admission into our faculties of science, engineering, law, and art. We are also offering entry into the Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences and the Faculty of Business and Social Science. Our College of Postgraduate Studies offers you the chance to earn your master's and doctorate degree in over 30 disciplines. For more inquiries, please visit www.adelikeuniversity.edu.ng. You can also call 0806 820 2021. Adeleke University. Education, excellence, character.
Members of the Central Planning and Fundraising Committees, under the leadership of Mahmoud Yaya Ali Ahmad, Air Marshal Alamin Dagash, General Muhammad Ali Yuguso, Malam Ismail Isa Funtuai, Architect Ibrahim Bulu, Honorable Gali Umar Naabba, Professor Ishaq Oloyedi, and Professor Sani Abubakar Lugga, Wazirin Kasana, invite the Muslim Ummah to the fundraising occasion for the construction of Sheikh Sharif Ibrahim Saleh Islamic Center. Chief Lecturer Abdul Samad Ishaq Rabiu, Chairman Bua Group of Companies, Chairman of the occasion, His Eminence Dr. Saad Abubakar III, Sultan of Sokoto. Special guest of honor, President Muhammadu Buhari, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Date 29 September 2019. Time 9:30 in the morning. Venue International Conference Center, Abuja. You can send your donation through Jais Bank. Account number 000-489-8267. Announcer, Planning Committee.
Tell me what, when will the new meters come? Because we are tired of estimated billing. Good news, my people. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission has come up with the new meter asset provider regulations called the MAP. Nigeria MAP.
It is to ensure provision of meters, eliminate estimated billing, and ensure electricity customers only pay for energy they consume. Yes. Just go to your local electricity distribution center and request for your new meters.
Because the new meter is reliable and cheaper to use.
This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission.
Welcome. Please join me. Hi. We made a reservation in the name of Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence for our honeymoon. Oh, congratulations. Just a minute, let me check, okay? Reservation confirmed. It's nice soup, by the way. Tell me, what's your number?
Make and receive payments with just phone number with Pay Attitude. To get started, dial *569# or download the Pay Attitude app or use the USSD code of Pay Attitude Banks to enjoy seamless transactions.
Thank you.
So, what's your number? Pay Attitude. Be all of you.
It's the Republic Concert Independence Edition. You don't want to miss the biggest concert experience in the capital, featuring Mr. Flavor to Nigeria because we're lighting up the skies with fireworks as we count down to independence. Dance Battle Finale happening on the 30th of September at Millennium Park, the Republic, powered by OSGF. Brought to you by EdgeMax and Sosa.
Welcome back. The Senate has approved legislative agenda that will guide it for the next 4 years with focus on sectoral reforms of the Nigerian economy. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports that the galvanization of the agricultural sector, security, solid minerals and job creation will be receiving priority intervention.
That is different.
What manifesto is to a political party is what legislative agenda is to the parliament. It is the compass that directs the legislative journey of Parliament. 3 months after inauguration, the Ninth Senate has unveiled its 4-year roadmap. The resolution of the legislative arm of government to make positive difference in critical areas of the Nigerian economy has been aptly captured in this 33-page agenda. Agriculture, security, job creation, solid minerals, electoral process, oil and the power sectors are some of the areas that the legislators have listed for their intervention.
I would like to recommend that we should start that sectoral reform and intervention beginning with the agricultural sector intervention.
The budget must change. The capital must be 70% and recurrent should go to 30%.
Make sure that this agenda works in tandem with the federal government agenda.
If we do not pursue the issue of revenue, of course, budget execution in Nigeria will see a mirage.
To directly intervene and facilitate the return and reconstruction of displaced communities.
Intensified anti-corruption fight, improved health and the educational sectors, judicial reform and improved legislative oversight also occupy prominent positions in the priority list.
Mr. President, I think the main issue confronting Nigeria today is the problem of youth unemployment and poverty alleviation.
So I think it's very, very important for committee work to be more visible.
In most developed countries, science and technology have been mainstreamed.
The public procurement we are using today is all commerce affair. We need to amend it.
Our agenda is set now, and I will charge all our committees once again that we have to flesh up the intervention, the agenda that affects the sectors that we are supposed to oversight.
The Senate is to set up a committee that will ensure compliance. They also received requests from President Muhammadu Buhari for the confirmation of Adeleke Aderolu as Executive Commissioner of the Nigerian Communications Commission. It has mandated its Committee on Finance and National Planning to immediately commence the consideration of the 2020 to 2022 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper and report back in 1 week. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, ATN News.
Now to security matters, where Nigeria is championing an effective collaboration on security management to tackle challenges associated with organized crimes. This was part of the outcome of a meeting between United States Embassy on Security at Narcotics, the European Union delegation and the Minister of Police Affairs, Mohamed Meigari Dingyadi, held in Abuja. Francis Form has the details.
Nigeria has been grappling with contemporary security challenges such as kidnapping, banditry, terrorism, farmers-herders conflict, as well as cybercrime. The federal government is reinventing the security structure for efficiency with the re-establishment of the Ministry of Police Affairs, as explained by the Minister in charge of Police Affairs, Mohamed Meigari Dingyadi, at this crucial meeting.
The intention is to ensure that police is properly equipped, police is properly managed and supervised by the Ministry of Police Affairs, and adequate funding is being improved. By the grace of God and with the support of key partners like your country, we should be able to address some of these issues squarely.
The delegation who came to the ministry separately have similar mission of finding out the role of the ministry on Nigeria's security watch.
We really understand the difficult role the police have across the country in terms of dealing with insecurity, etc. But the police also are critical to the security of your citizens and our mission here. And we can't be more grateful for the assistance that we've been given.
We feel confident that you will be able to make a very significant difference that can be felt by all the Nigerians in this country. And again, please feel reassured that we stand ready to assist and to partner with you in support of your very important work.
Observers are optimistic that such partnership will provide effective solution towards addressing security challenges in the country. In Abuja, Francis from NTA News.
Still talking security, the Air Task Force of Operation Lafia Dole has destroyed a major Islamic State of West Africa province Aswap logistics base and training camp at Kusuma on the fringes of Lake Chad in Borno State. In a statement by NAV Director, Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ibukole Daramola, the airstrike was executed after credible intelligence reports established that a section of the settlement was serving as a training camp for the terrorists, while some buildings within the camp were being used to store logistics and other supplies. The pre-attack surveillance showed scores of fighters attempted to flee the location. They were, however, engaged by the attack aircraft, leading to the neutralization of many of them. The terrorist supply store, which was also hit, was seen engulfed in flames due to the raid. The United States of America will be partnering with Wells Hosa Greenhouse Farms Limited in the production of quality farm products and services using modern technology. The United States Consul General Claire Pierre Angelo made this known when she visited the greenhouse farm located at Kilometer 2 Benin Sapele Road, Benin City. Ifoma Okafor has details.
The U.S. Consul General Claire Piangelo, on arrival to Wells Hosa Greenhouse Farm, was taking round the farmland, which is about 26.5 hectares with 14 greenhouses. She was also shown the nursery farm, service model computerized irrigation house, and packaging units where the produce are packaged for sale. The Consul General is happy that Wells Hosa Greenhouse Farm is at the forefront of introducing modern agricultural technology in Edo State, which apart from supplying the local markets, the production of greenhouse vegetables is greatly valued for its export potential. It also plays an important role in the foreign trade balance of several national economies of the world.
Using technology, using education, and spreading it throughout the country to increase your food security, but also to feed into your industry. So this is a really important vision that they have here, and we're really glad to be able to hear it today and to share in this progress.
For the managing director of Wells Hosa Greenhouse, Bright Okumbo, the U.S. SEPT will open more doors of opportunities for the farm.
Food security is very important, and we have to achieve that, being able to use technology and precise agriculture to provide food extensively for Nigerians and for our citizens.
Wells Hosa Green Farm Limited was established a year ago, and it is one of the pioneers of greenhouse production in Nigeria, with a staff strength of 150. In Benin, Ifoma Okafor, NTA News.
Let's take us back to the National Assembly, where the House of Representatives has called for the appointment of a substantive executive secretary for the National Health Insurance Scheme, as the absence of an executive secretary is affecting the performance of the scheme in providing service to Nigerians. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
Issue came up at Thursday's plenary in a motion sponsored by 7 House members, who noted that the scheme has for some time been under the management of an overseeing director appointed from the office of the head of the Civil Service of the Federation. The House, in its resolution, urged the NHIS to direct all health management organizations to pay outstanding debts owed healthcare providers, ensure conduct of periodic quality assurance improvement services, and mandated the House Committee on Health to carry out a holistic review of the scheme to encourage more participation by Nigerians. The lawmakers adopted a motion from Representative Khadija Bukar Abba Ibrahim appealing for relief materials for victims of flood disaster in parts of Yobe State, while Representative Ajibola Moreno's motion on the need to complete the Ibadan inland dry port was adopted.
There is need to develop inland dry ports in the interest of the country. With the storage facilities in the ports, exporters will be provided the much-needed facilities to process, package, consolidate, and forward their exports to their customers all over the world.
Thursday's plenary passed for second reading a bill for an act to repeal the Fire Service Act and establish the Fire and Rescue Service Act, as sponsored by Representative Dachung Bagos.
They can even go ahead again to rescue a lot of situations within and around the country.
Fire and rescue service is for safety, and every one of us will understand the importance of this service.
And I put a question. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those that say nay, they serve it.
In the meantime, the House has set up an ad hoc committee to investigate the volume of crude oil extracted daily, the quantity sold at international markets, the quantity refined locally, and assessing the quantity stolen, as Nigeria is set to lose 5 trillion naira yearly from theft of crude oil. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NCA News.
Now, President Muhammadu Buhari congratulates the national leader of the Yoruba socio-cultural and political organization, Afenifere, Pa Ayorinde Fasomi, as he turns 94 on September 27, 2019. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, says President Buhari joined family, friends, professional and political associates of the pharmacist and leader for consistently projecting the noble and progressive ideas of Chief Obafemi Awolowo. Pa Ayorinde Fasomi, the President noted, has demonstrated his love for the country by working for the welfare of the poor and underprivileged and helping leaders to account on their promise on good governance. President Buhari extols Pa Fasomi's courage in standing for democratic governance and values and prays that the Almighty God will grant him longer life, good health and strength to keep serving the nation. Similarly, President Muhammadu Buhari has congratulated Chief Dudo Onabule, a renowned journalist and columnist who turns 80 on 27th September 2019. The President gave the congratulatory message in a message by the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, commending Chief Dudo Onabule for his courage and steadfastness in serving the country. President Buhari affirms that Chief Onabule's consistency in his chosen career had benefited the country in no small measure. The President prays for longer life, good health and prosperity for the octogenarian. It's time to join Hingino in Lagos for more on Network News.
Thank you, Kene, and welcome to Lagos. We begin in Lagos with security. In furtherance of its mandate of protecting the nation's waterways and maritime assets, the Nigerian Navy is enhancing the performance, leadership qualities and abilities of personnel for personal efficiency. This, the Navy says, is aimed at achieving its 10-year transformation plan. Michael Olale reports.
Be it on the sea or land, the Nigerian Navy has continually invested in building the capacity of its personnel, which has resulted in a professionally responsible force. With increasing security demand, the Navy has adopted a futuristic approach which is embedded in its transformation plan. Chief of the Naval Staff, who was represented, observed that achieving the components of its transformation plan requires equipping personnel with latest skills.
The Nigerian Navy will continue to react successfully to the emergence of new threats and develop new technologies in support of our mandate to emplace a safe and secure maritime environment.
The Flag Officer Commanding Naval Training Command emphasized that the workshop is key in the Navy's quest of enhancing national prosperity.
There is need for personnel to increase their
capacity, 2, performance thinking, enhanced leadership quality and ability, as well as the capability to be organizationally agile.
With more than 70% of set targets in the Nigerian Navy Transformation Brand Assessment of 2015 already achieved in August 2019, Chief of the Naval Staff says deliberate steps are being taken to develop the 2021 to 2030 Transformation Plan. In Lagos, Michael Olale, NT News.
The compliance of road users to traffic signs and reduction of speed on the highways are part of measures identified as crucial to address the menace of road crashes in the country. Corps Marshal Federal Road Safety Corps Boboye Oyeyemi stated this at a visibility enforcement training for stakeholders in road safety management. Abolade Salami reports.
A 2018 World Health Organization Global Status Report on Road Safety shows that over 1.3 million lost their lives to road crashes. This number makes road traffic crashes one of the leading causes of deaths around the world, with Nigeria sharing its part. Although the federal government has taken steps to reduce road carnage through the provision of safety equipment to the Corps, stakeholders at this visibility training are brainstorming on how to further come up with strategies of checkmating road crashes.
But we also understand that addressing road safety challenges requires the active engagement of all social actors, academic institutions, governments at all levels, the private sector, the media, the international community, and society as a whole to ensure that road safety is a global priority.
Attending the Global Declaration of the United Nations on Road Safety 2011 to 2020, the Federal Road Safety Corps will maximize the benefit of public enlightenment to press harder on safety management.
But there is a problem, speed. As the road rehabilitation is going on, we are ever witnessing increase in speed, and the speed is resulting in increase in fatalities. It is a major worry. The crash records this year have shown an increase of about 6%.
The Corps' zero tolerance for violation of traffic signs and drunk driving was re-emphasized. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Lagos. Network News continues after this timeout.
Let me give phone to Smally, make I follow up.
Go. It's Wasil, your former driver.
Hey! Wasil! The video call! Oh, God. Mommy. With my Glow 4G, I can now upload my cars online, sell and make plenty profit. Guess what they call me now, mommy? The new mega online car dealer.
Wasil! Right now, the iron is hot.
See, we won't be like Shaki. I will come and meet you specially and bring one big one for you.
Why you won't see me?
Your daughter. I want to marry her. Hello?
When Glow 4G day of you, confidence must stay body. Data is oxygen. Glow 4G, the new speed of life. Your #1 4G network nationwide. The very best from Glow, the grandmasters of data.
The public is hereby invited to the 59th Independence Day Interdenominational Church Service as follows. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Yemi Osinbajo, Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Ministering, Reverend Dr. Daniel Y.C. Mbaya, General Secretary, EYN. Theme, Peaceful Coexistence for National Growth and Development. Date, 29th September 2019. Time, 3 p.m. Venue, National Christian Center, opposite CBN, Central Business District, Abuja. All are cordially invited. Boss Mustafa, Chairman, 59th Independence Day Celebration Planning Committee, Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Announcer.
The Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in partnership with Inspire Me Festival London and 7 Day Media Nigeria, wish to announce the postponement of the Business Investment Summit and Exhibition, earlier scheduled for 27 to 29 September 2019, to a new date of 16th to 17th December 2019 at the same venue of Landmark Hotel, London. The change in date became imperative due to numerous requests from would-be participants to allow for maximum participation. We sincerely regret the inconveniences the change in date caused our esteemed and ready participants. For details, call 080-3301-0251. Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, announcer.
To the outer framers, the hat tippers, the fringe goers, you don't need to hide anymore. Try Dettol Even Tone. It cleans and helps to reduce the appearance of blemishes caused by oil and germs, giving your skin a healthy feel for an even better you.
Introducing the new Dettol Even Tone Pink Glow. Healthy skin feel for an even better you.
Darling, what's the matter? It's your birthday. Guests are already waiting at the pool.
It's headache, cold, pains all over my body.
Cold Time Anti-Cold Tablet's powerful ingredients specially prepared to bring you fast relief from headache, body ache, cough, flu, cold, and fever.
Baby, how are you feeling now?
Wow, I feel great thanks to Cold Time Tablet.
Cold Time Tablet also available in syrup for children. Symptoms persist after 3 days. Consult your doctor. Cold Time Anti-Cold Tablet, a quality product from Embassy Pharmaceutical and Chemicals Limited. Cold Time Anti-Cold Tablet, your visa to healthy.
Hey, and are you at the talk to? I sabi you now. Day your mind, Abi. The person with them go help us. Baba Torosa, Shangalo, Ogalekova, Mr. Sabi. And you know if you carry last with this one.
A spear into the top corner.
Sabi say Peking will crawl before waka. So don't look, no help anybody. No dolly, no. So go for it. Go for football. Go for Osirio on the Liga Martins live. Go for Go TV Max.
The National Leadership of Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria has met in Abuja and passed a vote of confidence on the national president. Adebola Brusklin Sunday tells us more.
The Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria is one of the transport unions in the country. On the 13th of September 2019, the National Executive Council of the association suspended the former Lagos State Chairman and National Executive Alhaji Musa Mohammed for anti-union practice, especially as it affects his refusal to relinquish power after the expiration of his tenure. Executive members reiterated that the constitution of the association is supreme. And after passing a vote of confidence on the national president, Comrade Rio told members to remain united.
Please remain our slogan. That is why we are seeing everybody here today supporting peace and unity. That is why we have made it clear to everybody that we are rule and citizen, that we don't like taking laws into our hands.
Sometimes you have a few persons that will deviate from the norm. And we have established procedures for dealing with such recalcitrant members.
At the end of the meeting, a 7-man committee was set up and was given 3 weeks to submit its reports to the council.
Just to look into what transpired between the Lagos State former chairman and the executive that prompted him to go and declare himself as the president of this association.
If the committee recommended these people, they have done wrong, they will be punished. If you say no, there's something wrong, then if there's a wrong decision, it can be reversed.
The association has about 17 million members nationwide. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
The Nigerian economy is said to be one of the largest in Africa. To sustain this position, government in synergy with stakeholders are working tirelessly to provide an enabling environment for businesses to strive in order to enhance the economy. Bosede Abel was at this enlightenment event organized by the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation in Abuja and now reports.
The National Bureau of Statistics says small and medium-scale enterprises, SMEs in Nigeria, contributed about 48% of the national gross domestic product in the last 5 years. This accounted for about 50% of industrial jobs and nearly 90% of the manufacturing sector in terms of number of enterprises. The need to revitalize the sector is the reason for the special day, which revealed the mandate of the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, at the 2019 ongoing Abuja International Trade Fair, tagged Remodeling SMEs Financing, Options and Solutions. The aim is to complement the federal government's initiatives on small and medium enterprises.
Being an important player in the Nigerian financial system, the NDIC supports the growth of SMCs through robust supervision of microfinance banks and primary mortgage institutions.
One of the important prerequisites for building confidence of depositors, even among the underprivileged in the formal banking system, is deposit insurance.
In a bid to reduce poverty in Nigeria through the small and medium-scaled enterprises, SMEs, experts say they are leaving no stone unturned in making sure Nigeria's economy revitalized.
You have to take decisions that will impact positively on the people who are on the lower rung of society.
Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, is responsible for ensuring the safety of depositors' money in the banks, fostering monetary stability, and promote effective and efficient payment system. In Abuja, Bosede Abel, NTA News.
The Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, Mele Kyari, is expected to lead a high-powered delegation to Kula this Saturday for the reopening of OML 25 flow station shut down due to dispute between Shell Petroleum Development Company and its host community. Founder and President Belema Oil, Engineer Jack Richstein Jr., gave the hint after a Thanksgiving service at the Faith Anglican Church, Kula. Emmanuel Lane reports.
Over the past 2 years, OML 25 flow station located in Kula Community, agricultural local government area of Rivers State, has been shut down following a dispute between Shell Petroleum, Belema Oil and its host community. However, following agreements brokered by the Group Managing Director of NNPC, Mele Kyari, and Minister of State Petroleum, Timi Presiva, the dispute has now been resolved. Founder and President of Belema Oil, Jack Richstein Jr., who announced visit at a meeting with stakeholders in the community, noted that the peaceful resolution of the dispute calls for unity among Kula people and calls for an end to all forms of division among the people.
Oil and Shell will work with the community to understand their development programs and their needs and all that and ensure that it is done. So it's a pretty good deal. It's a win-win deal.
Traditional ruler of Belema community, His Royal Highness King Bodilon Alain Ekine, spokesman of the community, Chief Fiala Koye Davis, and other stakeholders commended the peaceful resolution of the dispute.
I pray the Almighty God to lift you up.
You see, this is a major milestone in the oil and gas industry and its operations in the Niger Delta.
Belema coming to Kula, it means Kula will turn to be a city.
You want to say you are a pathfinder. You want to say you are an eye wire. You want to say you are a center.
The visit of the Group Managing Director of NNPC, Mele Kyari, is to open the flow station to enable the companies commence production activities. In Kula, Emmanuel Lene, NTA News.
Let's now go for our last break on the news tonight.